When you said like this kind of the scaling up, and in the scaling up, there's also a way in which this lifestyle is glamorized to people. So you have young people who kind of the way this is associated with some kind of glamour. And we were thinking in previous programs we've talked about like Afrikaans drill rap, where you kind of hear these like young people what sounds like a creative way of relating to say a language, to Afrikaans, as a language that they can own. But now what they do when they perform, like I'm listening to, I'm like, I recognized what they're rapping about. They rapping the Nommer. They rapping basically like
Sabela,
prison. They Sabelaing.
Sabela.
So when you watch that, I mean, what do you think is going on there? Is that just like mindless entertainment, or is something else going on when we're watching these kind of drill artists?
What you should understand is that in the late 90s, some of these gang leaders like Ernie Lastag invested in recording studios. And some of the youth recorded, and some of the former gang members recorded their own rap. But it is really Sabela. And Sabela is a mixture of prison language with Xhosa and Afrikaans. And they use that to communicate with each other so that the prison warders don't know and understand what they're doing, and even the police. And so, for you to be, as a youngster growing up, the rule of the street is one, you show no fear, and you have street cred and social capital if you understand Sabela and you can speak Sabela. Now, there's a lot of wannabes, wannabe gangsters. And so they hear the leaders speak this language and they learn it very quickly because they're young and they can pick this up far quicker than the older adults. And so they use this language, but it's really plastic because they haven't been initiated into the 27, the 26, and the 28 prison gangs. And so, because of the availability of drugs and drug money, people are buying their way into the prison gang structures. And so, when some of the leaders that have not been initiated into the prison gangs were sent to prison, and yeah, I talk about some of the leaders of the hard livings and not the original leaders, they had sufficient money to buy their protection in prison and to pay to become a number. So that has given them a lot of street cred and a lot of acceptability when they were released, because then they were numbers. But it's only the original members of the prison gangs that know the state of play. I think that this idea of buying your way into the prison gang has waned the influence of the prison gangs, because outside you had members of the 26 gangs in Elsa's River and the 28s, mostly in the firm, and then they started the 28 gang in Elsa's River. And their influence is beginning to wane because now they're a street gang on the outside. And this is frowned upon by the original founders of the 28, 26 prison gangs.